Hey everybody, welcome to our post-Christmas public Friday stream. Hope everyone had a great holiday. We are back, and today I thought I would create a little background. I've got a little animation test going on, and I've been working on it for a little while. I'm not ready to share the test yet, but I want to share the background. I think you guys saw, I posted this a while back. I got this this background that I was working on here that I started, last week. And I was just experimenting with some animation brushes. And I really like how it turned out. I decided to do some animation over it. But the background itself, I decided I want to flop the lighting. And so that's what we're doing today with this image today. So it's the same layout, just reversed lighting. And so I started it a little bit earlier today. And I figured I'd continue with you guys. But before I get too far into that, first of all, we don't have Nick with us today. It is his wife Selena's birthday today. But we do have Vedanta, who is Selena's sister, my wife, with us today.
First Selena's sister, second your wife.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how it happened. Yes.
Are we not on Instagram today? I thought we were.
Don't believe we are.
Are we normally on Instagram?
You're normally on Instagram, or maybe not.
Not all.
Oh, no, we're not. Okay, I guess we're not.
Okay, I don't need to do that. Okay, just checking.
I couldn't remember if we were on Instagram or not. So anyway, but Dustin, why don't we go ahead and run some of the specials?
Yes.
I want to see here. I just kind of missed. There we go. So first of all, we have our year-end $5 off. It's so for $5, you get $5 off any order, including memberships, merchandise, classes, brush sets, and photo packs. And all you have to do there is use the code yearend5, and you can get $5 off any order. So that's going currently. And then we've also got, Dustin, why don't you go? So we've also got, we've got our, what's this one? Sorry. All classes and all of our classes are buy one and get one 50% off. So that's running through the rest of the year. All classes are buy one, get one 50% off. And then we've also, all of our lesson bundles are 80% off, including $125 off of my animal drawing bundle. So that's a huge savings right there. My storyboard classes, all of our storyboard classes, those are all $10 each. And there's a ton more classes that are all marked down. And then also, we have our first ever sale going on our gift cards, and that ends January 1st. And the more you order, the more you save. So, you know, the more gift cards you buy for friends, family, students in your family, whatever, the more you're going to save. And so we've got a lot going on for the end of the year. We want to make sure that we're passing on all those savings to everybody else. Go on out there and learn something, and then you can put some beauty back in the world. Also, we've got a New Year's special. We've got pre-orders. We've got 5 new classes that are available at 50% off. Actually, our figure drawing for animation and introduction to wildlife photography by Dustin. Yes. Those are available right now, along with constructing the perfect pitch. Also in pre-order, we've got my drawing animals from life. That we are currently shooting right now, and then our introduction to 3D animation with Jeff Shue, who I used to work with at Digital Domain. We're very excited about all of these. The introduction to 3D animation, he's doing that in Blender, but you can follow along in a lot of other softwares. It's really pretty universal across the board. And so if you've ever been interested in 3D animation, this is going to be the course for you. And also, you know, I get so many people asking me about animal drawing, and when I go out and draw from life, how do I do that? Well, I thought, you know what, finally, I'm just going to put together a course and show people how to do that. So that's what I'm doing there. And then I've got my really good friend, 2-time Emmy Award winning Kevin Dieters, who got together with us, about 8 weeks ago, and literally came up with an original idea that he put together and constructed into a course to show you how to construct the perfect pitch if you want to get an idea going at a studio. And so that's what this is, constructing the perfect pitch. And then, of course, we've always got Woody Woodman and his figure drawing course for animation. You know, whenever you're animating, storyboarding, you've got to come up with poses for characters. And we always brush up on our skills by doing figure drawing. We always had models coming into the studio, that sort of thing. And in this course, Woody's going to take you through some of the things to think about when you're doing your models or drawing your figures for animation. So we've got a lot going on at creatureartteacher.com. But let's jump over to my tree.
To your tree.
So what I've done is I've created this tree. I've reversed the lighting. I had the lighting coming from the backside, the lower left-hand corner, kind of silhouetting the tree. I want the light to come more the opposite direction, over my right shoulder against the tree to illuminate the tree, because I do have a character moving in front of it and I want the character to read better. So what I've done is I'm working over the top of this underpainting of this tree. Let me show you what I've got. So this was the underpainting, and let me just get rid of the drawing. So this is where we started earlier this morning. And so now I started getting the drawing in there, and I'm going to continue with some of the drawing here as well. And then I created a shadow layer, and then I also created a highlight or light area, and we're going to keep working those areas. And right now I'm also working on the reflected light, which is right here. So I've got that going on right now. And so I'm just going to dive in and start working, and I'm going to stop jibber jabbering and let you guys ask some questions.
And Nick responds saying, great ad read, Aaron. So he misspelled great to say Greta.
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 Right. Awesome. TikTok, you've got about 340 people on.
Hey, TikTok.
And they can't really see your face, but maybe look into the camera just once to say
Hey.
Hey.
over a little more. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You're a little.
here I am.
There he is.
So I am just creating this. I want to model this tree. I want it to feel round and kind of dramatic in its lighting. And so that's what I'm doing now. And this is, like I said, this is going to be a background for a shot that I'm animating. And I'm also going to have a lot of grasses coming up down in here. So we're just getting started on this. Hello, TikTok, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Volpole on YouTube says, already pre-ordered Blender course, really into it right now. A little off topic, but what is your favorite / recommendation worthy fantasy, sci-fi book or author? Book and author.
Oh, wow. Isaac Asimov is probably one of my favorite sci-fi guys.
Yeah.
Ray Bradbury was also another one I really loved reading. And then Philip K. Dick was another one I loved reading.
Yeah. Awesome. Yep. Gee.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's funny. X has like 100 people on, but nobody chats.
That's okay.
I think all the chats on YouTube and Facebook.
Chatty Cathy. So I'm going to jump over now, and I'm going to continue on the drawing. I'm actually going to push that up a little bit. Oh, maybe I'll keep it in there. And so what I'm doing here is I'm creating texture. What I did was, let me show you real quick. I went out. We live on a wildlife refuge, a state park, and I went out and shot photos of these oak trees out there, and really wanted to get the texture. And I wanted to use that as reference. So I've got these really wonderful photos, just shot with my camera phone. And I went out and shot those as reference, and I'm using that. I've got it up on the monitor, up above my main monitor here, and I'm using that as inspiration. I'm kind of caricaturing it a little bit, not adding all the detail. I don't want it to be too busy. It'll be distracting for the animation. So I'm trying to get the essence of that bark texture without having to draw every single piece of bark.
Are you using a Wacom?
Yes, this is the Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro. I've had this one for about 5 years. They don't make the 32 anymore. But they do make a 27. And Wacom is my go-to. I've been using Wacom products for 20 years now, and I just absolutely love them. If they made a bigger one, I would buy it. The bigger, the better. You know, I work every day on my equipment, and so spending a little extra money on getting the right equipment is essential. You know, if I can get the best stuff, and this is what, for me, Wacom is the best for what I do. There are other options out there, there's Huon and that sort of thing. A lot of people ask me, have you ever used them? And my answer is no, because I started using Wacom, 20 years ago, like I said, and I've still got Cintiqs from 20 years ago that are working, that are, in working order, and they're just a great product. And so I've stuck with them.
Both Constantinus on YouTube and Chrissy Carson Art on Twitch say I have the 24-inch Pro.
Oh, nice.
And both love it. Chris Carson says perfect size for me, and Constantine says basically the same display as Aaron but smaller.
Yeah. How you doing, Mama?
Oh, I'm good.
And Beth S. on YouTube asks, what new courses do you have planned for the new year?
Well, right now I'm working, when I'm not working on this or working on my animation test, I've got a new course on drawing animals from life. That's the big one that I'm going to be focusing on. In that course, I'm really going to take you through the anatomy of different animals. We're going to go to a natural history museum. We're going to look at skeletons. We're going to do all kinds of stuff to kind of start really getting embedded in your brain, animal anatomy and what to look for when you're drawing animals from life. Because really what it comes down to, the only way to get better at it is to fill your brain with the knowledge of what you're drawing. And that's, understanding animal anatomy. And that's, when you understand it, you get better at drawing them from life. And so that's really, I'm going to give you the tools and how to achieve that.
Sorry, in front of the camera.
Oh, perfect. I want you to tell me that. Because then I can just do this.
So,
a question for Aaron. Is the pencil Keen used the 10B Mitsubishi?
Yes, that's what I've been using as well. I love that pencil.
Is the red body pencil for animation?
Yes.
For paper, right?
Yeah, for paper.
Do you stream outside of this? I have a Wacom and I don't know how to use it.
Do I stream outside of
Yeah,
this?
so outside of TikTok, do you have instructional videos?
Oh, yeah. If you go to my website, creatureartteacher.com, I've got over 800 hours of digital painting instruction, traditional painting instruction, animation, storyboarding, all kinds of stuff. Writing. We've got a lot. And it's not just me. We've got quite a few of my colleagues that I've worked with over the years. I've brought them in to teach courses as well.
And you have a lot of content on YouTube as well.
Yes. Literally, I think I've got 350 videos on YouTube that I've done over the years. I've had my YouTube channel for about 12 years.
And he is currently streaming on TikTok, YouTube, X, Twitch, and Facebook.
Yes.
Yep. All at once.
Yep. We're streaming on all of them right now. So you can see too, one of the things I'm thinking about is that dappled light. I'm thinking about the light and the light coming in, and I'm imagining leaves being in the way that you can't quite see, that are off camera, and they're casting shadows against the tree. And so those are all things you want to take into consideration when you're creating a tree like this.
Do you animate?
Yes, I've been an animator for 36 years. I was with Disney for 21 years, and I worked on The Lion King and Aladdin and Pocahontas and Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, and I directed Brother Bear.
Do you offer demo reel reviews on your website?
No, not currently. We will be doing that. We're working on some ways that we can do that. Right now, we get so many requests that we're not quite able to do that. But we're working on it.
If I were to try to do paper animation, do I use my cell phone and a tripod to take snapshots of each frame?
You can. Yes, you can. I've actually got a course on animating with paper. And part of the course is talking about how to shoot it. We use our cell phone. When I do animation on paper, when I do demonstrations and we actually shoot, I've got a down shooter set up and we put our iPhones up there and it works. I use a software called Dragon Frame, which is an image capturing software. It's a lot of it is it's used quite often in the stop motion industry, but we can use it for hand drawn paper animation as well.
Aaron, what do you most recommend when it comes to drawing landscapes and their shapes?
Well, that's the thing. Look for the shapes. Don't get caught up in drawing what you think, like drawing grass or drawing leaves. Don't get caught up in that. Get caught up in just drawing the abstract shapes. Look at the abstract value structure, the value meaning light and dark, and look at the shapes that are being made. And that's what you get. That's what you focus on. And because, for me, really great landscape paintings are they're a mixture of abstract and realism. And for me, I really love seeing that strong abstract design first.
I want to do my own architectural renderings. Any courses to purchase from you that would help with that?
Yes, I've got a course on perspective that I put together a few years ago. One of the first things I started learning as a young kid was perspective and perspective to scale. I was lucky enough to have my stepfather was an interior designer. And so he started teaching me, 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective when I was 8 years old. And so I was always fascinated by it. And so I put together a course a couple of years ago showing how to do, 1, 2, and 3 point perspective, and also how to do perspective to scale.
What are your plans with Snow Bear? Like, what are the what do you intend to do with it? Like release dates and other activities with it?
I got something weird going on with my thing here. Hold on.
I didn't do it.
We are taking it out into we're bringing it out into the film festivals, and we're going to be showing it kind of around the world at different film festivals. And we're going to be showing it throughout Europe and the United States, North America. And then after that, hopefully we'll get it streaming. And also Nick and I will be taking it on the road where we'll be doing private screenings that people can buy tickets to. We're all talking about animation and, my process in making Snow Bear, and I'll do some demonstrations, all of that. It's pretty cool.
What was your inspiration for this composition?
I literally just sat down and started drawing. My inspiration was wanting to do a big, old kind of growth tree. And so that's what I did. And I'm having some issues here with this. There we go. It's weird. I was getting some weird artifact.
The little white lines?
Yeah, it happens every once in a while. Let me save really quick. Yeah, but the inspiration was I wanted it to feel old growth. Like I said, I've got a little story that we are developing right now that takes place in the forest, and so this was kind of an attempt to create a little environment for that story.
Someone on TikTok's asking, "Whoa, what is this screen you're working on?"
This is a Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro. This is a pen display where you can draw right on the screen, digital painting, and it's big. And that's what sold me on it, because I like to work large.
It's huge.
It's huge, folks.
It's huge. Absolutely massive, folks. Hi, Aaron and family.
Hello.
From Now B. Uh, After taking one of your courses, is it okay to put it on a resume?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, we recommend putting it on your resume.
And you were doing certificates at one point, weren't you?
And we still offer certificates of completion as well, which you can put on your resume.
What program are you using currently?
I'm using Photoshop. I know there's a lot of other free software out there. I'm just an old school. I've been using Photoshop for 25 years, and I love it.
You do all your backgrounds, right?
Yeah, I've got a subscription to Adobe, so it's part of my subscription. And Photoshop is still the industry standard when you get out into the visual development at other studios and that sort of thing. It's still pretty much the industry standard as far as what they use to do their digital illustration.
Someone describes this as it's kind of like Winnie the Pooh art style.
It is. I'm glad you said that. That actually makes me feel really good, because that's what I'm trying for.
And
thank you for that.
And Constantine is asking, are Palomino Blackwings, did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Palomino?
Yeah, I've got a box.
Are they still top tier, or are there other better alternatives of pencils out there that animators use or have used in the industry?
A lot of people still love Blackwing. I like Blackwing okay. The Palominos, I've got a box of them. I've got a couple boxes of them, actually. But I really love the Mitsubishi Hi-Uni 10B pencils. That's what I've been using lately.
Isn't it true, though, the original Blackwings don't exist anymore?
Yeah.
Because the factory
they
closed down?
Yeah.
And when they reopened, it's just a different pencil.
I think it's a different owners. Yeah, different owners and different everything altogether.
So the original ones you really can't find.
Right.
I'm currently trying to animate in Procreate Dreams. I'm having a really hard time. Can you give me any tips?
Yes. Well, first of all, I've got a very inexpensive, I think it's like $1 right now. I've got a course on my website on animating in Procreate Dreams. So if you go to creatureartteacher.com and go into my animation tutorials, or lessons, you'll find my Procreate Dreams course.
Yeah, because you helped with the beta testing on that, right?
Yeah, I actually did an entire animated short in Dreams as a promotional bit. Procreate hired me to create a short, right before they released the software to show what you could do with it. And I was actually using it before it was fully developed. And I created a short called Dream, about a little penguin that wishes he could fly. It's actually on my TikTok channel and it's on my YouTube channel. So you can find that there. And it's a little 1.5-minute animated short that I created using Dreams. But if you go to my website, you can find the little course that I created there.
And again, you're working in Photoshop?
I am working in Photoshop, correct.
And when you animate on your Wacom, you use TV Paint?
Yes. When I animate on that, I'm using TV Paint software. Dreams is for iPad only. And I like working really big. So if I'm not on my iPad, I'm using TV Paint animation software.
From Martin on Facebook, any plans for more watercolor live events? Always love the traditional media live workshops.
Not currently, but yes, we will be doing some, I promise. Our next live event, which is going to be January 11th, I'm going to be taking you through my process in creating animated films. So I'm going to take you through story. I'm going to talk about pre-production, visual development. I'm also going to talk about storyboarding with layout in mind. So I've got a few things that I did for Snow Bear, which is the animated short that I just completed. I want to expand on some of the things I did and just talk about, what I did, how I did it, and why I did it. And so that'll be our next live event online. And you can, if you go to creatureartteacher.com/live, you can get tickets for that now.
Once again, it's creatureartteacher.com/live.
and that'll be January 11th.
11.
Yeah, so the screen you're working on is a Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro,
Correct.
but they don't make it anymore. The
Not
biggest,
this one. They do make a large Cintiq,
a
a
27.
27. See, this one basically, I've got 2 inches or 3 inches of empty space, whereas the new one goes right to the edge. The 27.
Will this stream be archived to be able to watch later?
Yes.
Yes, it will be on YouTube.
Yeah, and if I don't get to your question right away on TikTok, just be patient because we're literally streaming on 4 or 5 different platforms today.
Yeah.
Yes, please
people
do not
getting
repeat
impatient
the same question every 5 seconds.
Well, also you've answered the which screen are you working on already 4 times, so.
Yeah. This is the Wacom Cintiq. Wacom Cintiq. This is a Wacom Cintiq. It is a Wacom Cintiq.
What's the pencil? What's that pencil again? What's the pencil you're using? What paper is that? What paper?
Do you save the lives on TikTok and repost them? Are they-
Sometimes I do. Lately, I have not. But this will be up on YouTube.
Any tips on replicating the classic Disney style?
Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. There is no classic Disney style. Everybody says that, but there's really not. Every film, if you look at Disney and really look at their films, every film has a different style from the last. But it's really, it's all about understanding the staging, the lighting, the caricature of the environments, all of that. That's what really kind of dictates Disney style. Aladdin is a completely different style from Beauty and the Beast, which is a different style from Mulan, which is a different style from Sleeping Beauty, and so it goes on and on. So it's really understanding style and how to apply it to the statement that the artistic statement that you want to make in your film.
Very much Moose on Twitch says, hey, Aaron and team, hope you guys had a great holiday.
We had a wonderful holiday. Thank you.
It was fantastic.
Any recommendations on drawing tablets, not iPad?
Not really. I mean, for smaller tablets, the only one, once again, I tend to use the ones that I feel are the best. And I feel for, personal tablets that size that are really portable, I think iPad is the best.
Doesn't Wacom have a small
Wacom
version?
has a small one. The problem with, their computer built-in ones are once it's outdated, it's outdated. Whereas if you get their monitor, your computer, you can update the computer. So if I were to carry around a Wacom
Was it Wacom 1 or something?
one, yeah, that's really just a pen display. And I recommend that if you've got a good laptop, because your laptop can change, and the
Drawing screen.
The drawing screen. Thank you. I was getting stuck because I was trying to figure out my lighting at the same time. I was short circuiting. That technology will stay.
So with that, you do need your tablet or a separate computer, but the screen is
Correct.
portable and it's nice and small
Right. Exactly.
and affordable.
And affordable. Exactly. The Wacom One is $300.
Shayla says, I'm so excited to start your illustration class.
Oh, good.
Jaro on Twitch asks, hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Have you tried all those tablets yourself? Companies contact you for reviews?
I have companies that contact me. I don't do them. I don't do the reviews. I have what I like. I like Cintiqs, so I use Cintiqs, and I've done some stuff with Wacom, not because they're paying me, but because I like their product. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Every time he gets a call from a different tablet maker, he just screams out, "Leave me alone!"
No, I just I like I said, I have what I like, and that's what I recommend. I don't want to be influenced by someone paying me. I want you to have an honest opinion, and my honest opinion is that Wacom makes a superior product.
Burmis on YouTube says he has what he likes and he likes what he has.
Exactly.
Doesn't Wacom do all the Samsung
Yeah, they do.
touch technology?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, so they do the Android touch technology.
All right, so I'm going to go in and
Controversial, but I always liked my Samsung phones. I feel like the touch was always more accurate than my iPhone.
yeah, I think they're really cool as well.
Although I have an iPhone, but
Shapu on Twitch says absolutely stunning tree.
Oh, thank you. Well, we're gonna push some of this a little bit. I'm going to go in and I'm going to warm that up a little.
Warm her up.
Warm it up. Warm it up.
Warm it up.
So I want to hit. By having, what's nice is by having the underdrawing, the drawing of the texture, I can be somewhat loose with the painting side of things.
Ethan Orwig on YouTube writes, Aaron, last night I had a dream that I met you and got to talk about drawing. Hopefully one day I'll be able to meet you for real. Your teaching has helped me grow as an artist. Thanks and God bless.
Oh, thank you.
any thoughts on Huon tablets?
I don't have any thoughts on them because I never use them. I know a lot of people that do and like them, but I just, like I said, I've got my Wacoms that I like, and so I've stuck with Wacom.
And this is the industry standard, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you had any experience in 3D modeling? My architecture degree could be useful in the animation world? Question mark.
I've got courses from Tony Cipriano on 3D modeling. I don't personally do 3D modeling, which is why I had someone else teach it. It's just something I've never picked up. But Tony,
in ZBrush, right? And
yeah, he's
and
working in
traditional?
ZBrush, exactly, and he's done some really beautiful stuff for the course.
And you have a course coming out with 3D animation, correct?
I do, with Jeff Shue.
Jeff Shue.
Yep, using Blender.
And that is actually on sale right now.
It is, and that's that one is they're using rigs that you can download.
Do you have any animated projects featuring elephants in mind?
Well, there was an elephant film that I developed a few years ago with a company called Digital Domain, but unfortunately the company went bankrupt while we were making the film.
Talking about Legend of Tembo?
The Legend of Tembo, yes. And so I've got a bunch of artwork that I did for that film.
Yep.
But it went under.
But I should have relayed the whole question because it reads out, do you have any animated projects featuring elephants in mind to redeem yourself for not being able to finish The Legend of Tembo?
Oh, to redeem myself? No.
It wasn't his fault because the studio went under.
You have failed me for the last
You
time.
failed, Aaron.
So here's something else I like to do. I like to flop the image, and I'll work on it reversed for a little while too, it just causes me to see it a little differently.
Funny. I do that with portraits. I look at them in the mirror.
Yes, exactly.
Just to make sure the faces doesn't look funky.
It's a really great habit to get into. Sorry, I cut you off.
There's a question about, he understands there's different styles like Aladdin versus Beauty and the Beast, but is there something that makes a Disney movie feel like Disney?
To me, it's the style of,
Is it maybe musical?
Well, not
that they're
necessarily
musicals?
musical, because there's plenty of Disney films that aren't musicals. it's to me, it's the level of artistry, I think, is a big part of it. It's the storytelling aspect of it that I think is part of it. I think there's several aspects of it that feel Disney, but you got to realize, there's a lot of films out there that people think are Disney that are not, and that's because of this, the level of artistry. I think it's the level of artistry and storytelling. DreamWorks, when they were doing 2D animation, gets mistaken for Disney films. Bluth gets mistaken for Disney films. And so I think a lot of that just comes from, having a good story well told.
Yeah, I thought Anastasia was Disney for a long time.
No, yeah,
Didn't
exactly.
realize it wasn't.
Hello. Do you
Hi.
have someone in mind for previs and layout 3D teaching?
Yes, we're going to be doing more of that. We've got something from Armand Serrano currently, and we're going to be doing more. I'm going to be teaching some more.
What brushes do you use for your foliage?
I create my own brushes for my foliage.
And you sell them.
I do.
Right.
They're available on our website, on my website, creatureartteacher.com. But I've got foliage brushes that I create. I create all of my own brushes.
Do you have tutorials on how to make brushes?
I do, actually, right on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube channel, and
It's probably back a ways.
yeah, but you can, if you keyword it, brush creation or whatever it might be, you'll find, I've got several tutorials on there. And I've got tutorials on my digital painting course on my website where I talk about how to make brushes.
What app do you recommend for digital animation?
If you're working on an iPad, I recommend Procreate Dreams. It's wonderful software. I think it's really, really great. And I mean, it's strong. It's only $20 and you can create a whole feature on it. You really can. It's an amazing piece of software. And then, if you're on a desktop computer, I recommend TV Paint, which is what I use. It's what I created Snow Bear, the animated short that I've been working on. That's what I created that in.
Did you ever do any work for Blue Sky before they shut down?
I did. I did a little bit of work for Blue Sky. When they did Ferdinand, I did some test animation, 2D hand-drawn animation of Ferdinand the Bull. Matter of fact, it's on my TikTok. Posted.
Someone wrote about how certain movies that they mistaken them for Disney films. Someone said, I used to think that Prince of Egypt was Disney for the longest
Yeah,
time.
exactly. That's a good example. A lot of people think Prince of Egypt was Disney. That was actually DreamWorks' first animated feature, directed by Brenda Chapman, who was also head of story on the original Lion King.
And you're working in Photoshop right now, but you use TV Paint to animate when you're working on your Wacom. I keep getting those questions. So.
Yes.
Do you take inspiration from Eyvind Earl?
Ivan Earl. Ivan Earl was a production designer for Sleeping Beauty. I get a lot of inspiration from Ivan Earl. This isn't an Ivan Earl-esque painting at all, but Ivan Earl has always had a little bit of a hold on my imagination for sure. He was an amazing artist, beautiful stylized landscapes.
Author Paula Hardin on here says, you make it look so easy. So glad that I've found you on here.
Well, thank you so much. That's just from years and years of doing it.
Do you take any physical medium with you when you travel, such as watercolor?
I do. I take whenever I go anywhere, I take my watercolors with me. Especially if I'm going on vacation. My wife will tell you that.
Always drawing.
Yeah.
It's not even work at this point. It's just because he loves it. He does it. He does it everywhere.
I do.
All the time.
I've always been that way. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the drawing layer and I'm pushing it back. I want it to sit as a textural layer. I don't want it to be too distracting, so I'm pushing it back. And what I'm going to do now is create another layer on top of it. I'm also going to set that to multiply. And what I want to do, actually, I'm going to lighten that just a little bit, is I'm just going to come in now and just hit areas that I want to darken.
Why have you got two webcams up there? TikTok can see all your
Yeah, because I haven't switched them out. One's an old one. It's just,
and you're streaming on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Does that matter, or you just go to one?
Sometimes each one works for different softwares.
Well, the other reason why is because we're using a laptop to stream everything, like through the desktop's point of view, like for Facebook and Twitch and YouTube. But the other webcam is connected directly to his computer for any of the like meetings and all that stuff.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
like one is for live streams, one is for business. I had a very similar setup years back.
So you can see what I'm doing here is just pushing some of the darks where they need to be pushed, and it makes the background a little bit richer, but it's not as busy. I don't want it to be as busy as what I just had, but I still want to feel the texture of that bark.
Having a busy day.
Busy.
So someone's asking if TikTok's banned, are you going to move to other platforms like YouTube and Twitch?
Well, I'm already on those other platforms. So right now, if you're watching me on TikTok, I'm also on YouTube right now. I'm on X right now.
Twitch.
I'm on Twitch right now. Facebook. Yep, we're out on the interwebs everywhere.
The intrawebs.
Webbings.
Holy expletive! This is mind blowing from Alexis.
It's fun to do. I love getting in and drawing things like this where you can visually get in and explore it, and it's fun to draw.
And thanks for liking the lives and sharing them. You always help us out when you do that. And again, this is the Wacom Cintiq Pro 32. I think the largest one they make now is the 27.
It is, yes.
I think people are amazed because they don't normally screen.
Yeah,
A lot of people do it, draw on their iPads on TikTok.
Yeah, one of the reasons I think they discontinued it. I'm assuming they maybe didn't sell enough. It is kind of a high-end product, but like I was saying earlier, I'm a firm believer in, I'm at my desk every single day. This is, I've been a professional artist for 40 years, and this is what I do for a living. And so I want the best, if I'm a carpenter, I want the best table saws. I want the best, hand saws. I want all the best tools in order to make my job easier. And so that's my approach to what I do as an artist as well. And so with my digital work, this for me is the best pen display out there. And so we got it, but it's also, it's a high-end item. And so I wonder if they maybe didn't sell as many, but their 27s are great as well.
Which one did I get hand me down?
You got a 27.
That's the 27?
Yeah.
'Cause that too is huge.
Yeah. Or actually, you might have a 22, actually. I'm not
Maybe.
sure.
I'm not sure.
It's huge, folks. Absolutely huge.
I think I'm using the one you were using last before you got this one. Might be the 27, but it feels like gritty, like paper almost.
Yeah, it's got
Drawing
a really,
on it,
it's got a really wonderful.
It's like you're really drawing.
Yeah.
And I used to like really not like digital and think it wasn't real art before I met you.
Yeah.
And then you
I
changed
thought-
my mind.
I thought the same thing. I came from a traditional background. I was born in the 60s and grew up in the 70s and 80s, and, digital art was, what? And I fought it tooth and nail. I was in my 30s when I switched over, my upper 30s when I switched over to digital work. Everything I did was traditional. And, but I really, one of the things that sold me was switching over to a Wacom Cintiq, because it really emulated the drawing the natural, drawing process.
You're not drawing with a mouse. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
drawing with a pen. How many layers do you have right now?
Oh, I've got, probably about 20 or 30 layers. A lot of them I don't have, I have turned off because right now it's just about 5 different layers that are creating this image.
So cool.
It's like super cool, you guys.
It's like super here.
It's like super cool.
I'm not stupid.
Excuse you guys, I'm going home.
Always got a one-up, huh, Dustin?
What are the best exercises for fingers not to get tired after hours of drawing?
A lot of people ask me if my wrist gets tired, and you'll notice that if you could see my wrist, and people on TikTok can, I don't draw like this. I draw from my elbow and my shoulder, and so I have 0 carpal tunnel issues. And I've been, I'm 56 years old. I'm going to be 57 next month, or in February, and I don't have any of those issues because I keep a pretty stiff wrist, and I draw from my shoulder and my elbow. I've always done that, and I draw pretty straight up and down.
Sorry, what's your background color? Do you paint on? Is it off-white or
Yeah, I
is it
usually
black?
I paint on a gray. I start with a gray to get rid of the white. Mid-tone. Sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
Curious question: Do you reuse your sketched animations as references in new animations, or do you always draw all the movements from scratch for each new animation?
I always go from scratch. Now, sometimes within a piece, I might reuse something within a film that I'm making, but no, I don't reuse stuff from past films.
Don't your eyes hurt staring at the screen all day?
No, not at all. I don't sit up close. My eyes are too old to do that anymore. I used to sit like that when I was a younger man, but I don't do that anymore. So I sit back, I've got my glasses on, and I'm usually got music cranking and going to town.
Would you say your approach to making Snow Bear was tight and controlled, or loose and playful?
It was both. When I start out a film, an animation, or painting, anything, I start them all the same way, which is I start loose and I do start playful. A lot of times I'm searching, and I do a lot of searching in the early stages of making a film. I'm searching for style. I'm searching for character design. There's a lot of things that I'm searching for, and then as those things are found, I start to hone it and get tighter.
Question from Bookaholic on Twitch says, curious if you have any tips on studying versus copying. I'm trying to learn to study things rather than copy. Any tips would be great.
Well, don't forsake copying too. You can learn a lot, from copying. And one of the things we did, one of the exercises we did in college when I went to the Ringling College of Art and Design for illustration, is that we would copy old masters' paintings. and you learn a lot. You start to see what they were doing, and then you can apply that knowledge to your own personal work. So it's okay to copy as long as you're not, passing it off as your own. You do it as a learning exercise. Pick a piece of art that you really love and admire and try to copy it. And then you'll make discoveries as to what they were thinking, why they did what they did. And then you can apply that thinking to your own work.
That's cute. I got to ask a question. It says, thank you for reading my message. And he follows it with a sticker of somebody taking notes.
Weren't you in a Draw Anime Academy stream the other day?
Draw anime? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Question from Julia on Facebook. Did you use any of your foliage brushes on this?
I did in the earlier version, not in this one. So, let's see. There's a foreground. Those are going to be turned off. Yeah, right here. If you see these plants, those are using my foliage brushes, and I'm going to use some more. I'm gonna do it again.
You have a whole
Again?
you have many foliage packages of brushes?
I do.
A lot of them are like $1 or $2, right?
Yeah.
Tax? Okay.
Yeah.
They're not expensive.
My brushes are all $1.
Digital brushes. And stuff.
Dollar.
I don't want to break the bank for you guys. I want you to be able to create art. So I make everything really cheap.
How do you achieve the look of a warm, sunny light?
I do exactly that. I use warm, sunny colors, and I use cool colors for the shadows. And when you combine those together, you create the illusion of warmth and light.
What do you recommend to someone who wants to be an animator? My 17-year-old has always wanted that.
Well, you got to animate, right? It's like anything else. You want to be a pro ball player, you got to play a lot of ball. You want to be an animator, you got to animate. And so I would recommend, taking drawing classes, animation courses, anything you can, and dive in there and start learning the medium. That's really the best thing to do.
Procreate Dreams is in the animation, is in the Apple Store, right? Someone's saying they can't find it in the Apple Store.
It is.
It is. It's got to be available.
Do you have any resources or any resource recommendations for learning to draw buildings and interiors?
I don't. We don't. Other than my perspective course, where I talk about, I show drawing buildings and that sort of thing. We don't really have anything architectural on our website, and I don't know of any off the top of my head. That's a good question, actually. I'll have to kind of take that into consideration, because I think having something like that on our site, I think would be really strong. So now what I'm doing, let me blow this up a little tighter. I'm going in with the brightest brights now, and really just adding the tiniest of details to make it, give it, it's like a little spice. It's like a little hint of tomato, a little hint of
soy sauce.
A little hint of soy
Oh,
sauce.
you have a hint of tomato.
I love that kid. But I'm just
What is a hint?
yeah, what is it? I don't know, it just sounds like a good word.
Sounds good.
But I'm just going in and thinking about, where would I have the little highlights to create the texture and
Martin Rivera on Facebook says, saw you in the documentary Pixel versus Pencil on Prime Video. Awesome watch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they did a good job on that. I'm happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, it's a really good watch.
Weird.
What?
No, I'm just trying to find Procreate in the store. And I had bought it, and it's not on my computer.
Do you have any must-watch Christmas movies? I recently added Klaus to my rotation.
I was just going to say Klaus. Klaus is our new must-watch Christmas movie.
But if you're talking classics, for me, it's always been Christmas Vacation.
That and Christmas Story.
Yeah, those two.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I can't get off. Right. And it's funny because Aaron and I both, as kids, stuck our tongue to a frozen pole
Yep.
I did it because of the movie. I don't know why you did it.
Oh, I did it long before the movie. Just like in the movie, they'd heard about it, and so I'd heard about it. This is in 1975.
So
Or actually, no, it's 1974. I stuck my tongue to the pole. And I pulled my tongue off, and it ripped the skin off my tongue. Oof.
Oh, Nick was just saying Procreate is iPad only, so
Yeah.
you can only find it in the store on your iPad.
Oh, okay. I just assumed.
And I was
people were
just
looking-
actually looking on my computer, and if you go to procreate.com, you can buy it there on your computer, but it's literally just for the iPad.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Can you make a course how to draw for animation? I think we've already made a course on that.
Well, we've got figure drawing for animation from Woody Woodman. And in my animation courses, I do talk about drawing for animation. And I've got character design courses where I talk about designing for animation, character design. So, and yeah, we do have courses like that currently.
Do you like Polar Express?
You know, I've never, ever seen it. Isn't that weird?
It's hot chocolate.
I've only
know?
seen bits and pieces of it. I never watched the whole
It
thing. I
always
read the
kind
book.
of- the Uncanny Valley has always kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
We've only got one rule, though. Never, ever let it cool. So you guys are just not cool, I guess.
Is that in the movie?
Yes, it's hot chocolate. We've only got one rule. Never, ever let it cool.
And I think the one I think it's the same company that did it, but the other one I pretty sure I watched when I was younger was the one with Scrooge, where it was Jim Carrey playing as Scrooge in the.
Oh yeah, that's Zemeckis again as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Jim Carrey's the Grinch too. It's good.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
absolutely.
It's pretty good. It's like a hint of tomato.
Actually, I'm not going.
Pretty good. But the girls loved Polar Express when they were little.
Yeah, we
At
were,
Christmas,
Gloria,
yeah,
I think loved
they-
it. Yeah,
yeah.
Weren't we just talking about it?
They go to Christmas land, Santa, the North Pole.
What type of PC do you recommend to use with your art software?
He's like, I don't.
I don't. I don't use PC. I use Mac.
Although Dustin knows PCs.
Go ahead, Dustin. Take that commercial.
Well, all I'll say is the higher the budget, the better the performance. But like I would say, the big focuses I would say is probably the GPU and the RAM. The better quality of those, the better performance you could possibly get out of it. And also something with a lot of storage, because you're going to be needing something to store all that artwork.
Do you have a favorite Studio Ghibli film?
Yeah, Princess Mononoke.
That's the scary one.
I love it.
I love it.
I was lucky
scary?
enough to be able to go to Studio Ghibli, and I met Miyazaki. Spent a whole day in the studio. Our film, Brother Bear, when it opened in Asia, I did all the press in Tokyo, and so one of the things they arranged was me to go to Studio Ghibli and meet with Miyazaki, and we had a really great day. It was an awesome experience. They were making Howl's Moving Castle at the time when I got there.
Find crazy because that's another great one of his films.
Howl's Moving Castle, so good. I like the little where they're little tiny people. What is it? What are they called? The hidden
The
world?
Borrowers.
What?
Wasn't it the Borrowers?
The Borrowers was the live action
that's
one
the live
back in the
action.
No, it was the
90s.
hidden. Somebody will say it.
Arrietty. I think it was Arrietty and it's The Secret World of Arrietty.
Something. I don't know. That one was cool.
The Secret World of Ed Nutty.
Of course, Spirited Away too.
Spirited Away, yeah.
So you can see, with the lighter highlight that I'm doing now, I'm just sparingly kind of hitting the texture here and there. And it's kind of rounding out that that texture, right?
How long does it take for you to finish a background like this?
It depends. This one's a bit more intricate, so I'm spending more time on it. Um,
Yeah, the secret world of Arietti. Yep.
there we
Yeah,
go.
that's one I really want. I've always wanted to see.
So this background you're making in Photoshop, you'll then import into TV Paint.
Yes.
And then
I'll
animate
break it up
over it.
into layers, and I will bring it into TV Paint. Correct.
And
Oh, and then you could put animation between the layers, like behind the foliage, but in front of the tree.
Yes.
Okay.
and Nick writes. Nick texted me saying Procreate is iPad only.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we were just going over that.
went over that.
I think you were reading a question when we were going over that.
Right. Checking some stuff.
No problem. So now what I'm doing is I'm jumping back to the other side now, and I'm pushing some of the reflected light, just pushing the range a little bit.
Are you showing the film at Lightbox this year?
We're not sure yet. We don't have plans for Lightbox yet.
Do they mean 2025?
Yes,
Yeah.
because Lightbox has already gone by
This
year.
But
We just showed it at CTN.
and there will be
We
a
had a special
showing
screening.
in Nashville, Tennessee, at Animation Y'all.
Yeah, animation, y'all. So if you're in Nashville on February 21st, if you're in the Nashville area, February 21st, we're going to be screening Snow Bear at Animation Y'all, at the animation festival that's being put on by the Bancroft brothers. We're going to be there, and we'll be screening our film.
Animation, y'all. What?
I hope to see you there.
What's the animation about that you're gonna put on this background?
I don't want to tell you. It's a
Okay,
surprise.
it's a surprise, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm doing some. I'm developing a project right now that I'm not ready to share, but I'm sharing the background. This is the background for
You're
it.
just gonna have to wait. That's the
And
best
this whole time
part.
I did not realize that we were also streaming on the membership stream.
Yes.
I completely forgot about that.
Oh,
So
we
I
are?
didn't have their chat open.
Oh,
My mistake. For when I was trying to ask questions through the members
Oh, I thought
channel.
that wasn't going. Oh, you do. Okay, you keep that going.
I'm
Are you a left-handed?
still
I
trying
am
to get-
left-handed.
And any Tampa screenings?
I'm sure we will at some point. We just don't have any Tampa screenings planned yet.
Because we're in Orlando, so there's definitely gonna be something around here,
We're
right?
definitely trying to get into the. We're gonna be trying to get into the Florida Film Festival, which is here in Orlando. We just haven't gotten word yet whether or not we've made it.
Riley says I might have to travel to Tennessee.
I would love that. I'd love to meet you.
Have you seen the new Mufasa movie yet?
No. Have not seen it yet.
Do you plan to?
Yes, I would love to see it. I've got a lot of friends. Our good friend David Coleman, who teaches a lot of different courses on our site, was, I think, head storyboard artist on it.
Buck says we can screen it at my house.
There you go.
What are you doing for someone that just popped on?
I am creating this tree as a background for some animation that I'm creating. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm creating an animated background, or a background for some animation.
Pantalaimon on YouTube says, "Hey, I'm studying anatomy and animation, watching your courses. Love how you teach, and just got to watch your YouTube stuff now." And also wrote separately, "I also love your son's photos on Instagram and love how you use them as reference for some drawings."
Ah, thanks. Yeah, he's a pretty good photographer.
Yeah, I'm all right. But actually, if you're interested on Creature Art Teacher, you can. I actually sell a couple of photo packs that you could use for references.
Yeah, a lot of the images that I've created online you can get in the photo packs.
Yep. And also recently released a brand new course on an introduction to wildlife photography, so that way you can learn how to take your own reference photos.
Exactly.
Alberta Bound says, also, hi, feeling ignored. Sad face, cry face.
Hello.
Hello.
Don't feel ignored.
I probably missed their question.
I'm sorry, what?
What? No, I'm
sorry, I
probably,
wasn't paying
I probably
attention.
just missed their comment or question. I don't read all the comments.
You mean you ignore them?
No, I mean I don't read them. I don't read them
I'm
aloud.
with you 100%.
I don't read them aloud. I read the questions aloud.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Do you have recommendations for monitors for artists? I was going to get the Asus ProArt because it seems to be the most affordable for artists.
I don't have a recommendation. I leave all that stuff to Nick and Dustin.
How long does it take you to draw this?
I've been at this one for about 2 hours. And if you include all the underdrawing, let's say 3 hours.
And this is a complete redraw of a drawing you
Yeah,
did
this
before.
is a complete redo. If you look at, this is the old one right here. So that's the old one. And I wanted to flop the lighting and refine the texture a bit more. So I'm creating this one instead. So you can see them side by side.
You're like, I want the lighting on the other side, so you have to redraw the whole thing, basically.
Exactly. So you can see the silhouette is exactly the same. It's just lit completely differently. And so I'm going to be creating the grasses in the foreground and all of that as well. But yeah, so there you go.
So what is this going to be used for?
This is going to be used for a piece of animation that I'm doing. And I'm going to jump into, I think I need to get into the grasses now. A piece of animation that I'm doing where I have a character kind of moving across the shot.
Are Nick and Dustin in the room with you right now?
No, I have Dustin and my wife Vedanta in the room with me right now.
Hi.
Hello.
Over here. Yeah, Nick is currently not here. He is celebrating his wife's birthday.
50th birthday.
Vedanta's sister.
But she looks like she's 20, so there's that. She really does look young. That's
So
my-
here's
my
some of the
sister.
foreground plants. Right here, I could use these. But I think I'm gonna actually I could well, what do you think? No, I'm gonna redo them. Because I want to show you what I've got. Let me show you what I've got.
Someone said, Vedanta, what a stunning name. Thanks.
It is stunning.
Thanks, Alberta.
Oscar Marquise is asking, how was your Christmas?
Christmas was awesome. We had a wonderful time.
It was quite fun. Quite entertaining.
It was very quiet, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we'll do Christmas and it's like 30 people here.
Yeah.
It was just the 5 of us. It was just 5. It was very quiet.
I just ran my car through the front door, and as I came out of the car, I just yelled out, "Merry Christmas, y'all!"
Merry Christmas. Animation, y'all.
You got insurance on that door, right?
So I'm just going to go in right now and creating a little bit of texture in the ground.
What kind of touchscreen is this?
This is a Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro, made by Wacom.
It looks like you're using a different palette from the other picture, are you?
I am. Yeah, I'm changing up the colors, making it warmer.
Nick says, well, Selena took a nap, so I'm here in the comments.
You know why? Because it's her birthday and she can.
I hope to meet you in person one day, says 333.
I hope to meet you as well, says Aaron Blaze.
Eleg Animation says, hey, Aaron, 12-year-old artist here. A question. How do you feel about the new Mufasa movie if you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it. So I don't really have an opinion yet, but I'm excited to see it. And you're the target demographic. I'd really like to know what you think of it as a 12-year-old, because you're the age bracket that we've always made our films for.
Kamenzi says, oh, my God, that is gorgeous. And very Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm shooting for.
Jeremy says, can you tell Aaron there's a 50-year-old rookie animator in Georgia that loves his art and looks up to him?
Oh, thanks.
And also, from Gamer Trig, do you give yourself a time limit on stages of your project, or do you work on it until you are happy?
I work on it till I'm happy. Now, I did try to give myself a little bit of a time limit on Snow Bear, just trying to get it done. But I mean, quality overtook deadline. So if it wasn't where I liked it, then, it didn't go any further. I mean, I kept working is what I mean. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to create, there we go. So I'm going to go over the top of this. So I've got these plant brushes, foliage brushes. I'm going to scroll down. They are, where are they? I've got them way down here. Sorry, guys.
What the heck, man?
How many years do you have to work in order to become a digital artist?
Oh, you can be a digital artist right away. It's just, it's an ongoing thing. You'll always be learning.
Do you ever animate humans?
Oh, yeah. I've animated a lot of humans. I animated Pocahontas.
In fact, quite a few animating of humans for some courses.
Yes.
Is it common for studios to hire people per project like freelance?
Yes. Matter of fact, that's basically the standard practice nowadays.
Did you make... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Back in your Disney days, were paper cuts a regular occurrence?
Yes.
Did you make any Christmas art this year?
I did not. Did I?
You did the Snow Bear giving Glenn the package.
Oh, I did. Yes, that's right.
What's your favorite recent Disney film?
Recent?
Recent.
Like the most recent Disney movie that you've seen?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I mean, Zootopia was a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Wild Robot is not. That was DreamWorks, right?
Yeah.
Which technically is Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, but probably. Yeah, I'd have to say Zootopia. I love Zootopia.
After your character design certificate, what course would you recommend doing?
Let me think. I would say I would get into animation. Probably the best one to dive into. So I'm kind of focusing on these plants.
One of your foliage brushes?
Yeah, these are my foliage brushes. I'm just experimenting with them a little bit.
How'd you get your big break? What did you do to get noticed?
You know, I put together a portfolio for Disney, and I worked really hard at, drawing and painting. That was really the secret to it all. And made sure that my drawing skills were as strong as they could be. And I've always focused on drawing. Drawing is the basis for everything that we do. It really is.
When watching an animated film, do you find yourself analyzing the artwork more than actually watching?
No, it depends on the film. If the film grabs me, then I have no problem kind of investing into the film itself. If it doesn't grab me right away, then yeah, then I'll find my brain wandering.
Can you please do a scene mixing 2D and 3D environments like Tarzan?
I could do something like that. But I don't do a lot of 3D. So I'd have to team up with somebody.
Like Jeff Shue?
Yeah. I'm going to move this down just a touch.
Do you like clowns?
No. Clowns creep me out.
What am I, funny to you? Funny like a clown?
Do I make you laugh? Do I amuse you?
Any tips for background layout and staging? Finalizing and decision making is hard.
Yeah, it really comes down to where you want the eye to go. That's the main thrust of, deciding on staging and on all of that. It's where do you want the eye to look?
Do you know any routes for children book and putting out a children books? Children's books. I know you haven't ever done that, but someone's asking.
No, I've got friends that have done children's books, but no, not off the top of my head.
Isn't there a program though that you have Dave Clayton where you can do
layout?
Book layout?
Yeah, that's InDesign by Adobe.
But not necessarily where you do what you do after that to get it picked up. Do you have any of your old pre-Disney drawings? And if so, can we see them sometime?
I don't. I do have a few, yes. Yes, and the answer is yes and yes.
A lot of your early works were burned in the fire.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my house burnt down when I was 17. And so a lot of my art got lost. So what I'm doing now is just trying to create a little, using my foliage brushes, kind of a textured layer of plants catching the sunlight.
Yeesh. And Julia's asking about this. Is the grass going to be in the foreground? And is this staging for a character?
The character is going to be behind some of this grass.
So yes, right?
Yeah.
Do you use reference?
Not for this one. Yeah, I do use reference. This one right here, this is my reference right here. So I went out into the park where we live, and and I went out and shot, the oak trees out there, shot photos of them to get a sense of the texture and the abstract design of them. And I kind of took that inspiration and created this. So yes, in a sense, I'm using reference, but I'm not being a slave to it. I'm creating my own imagery.
I mean, it looks nothing like the reference, in my opinion. You've you've just taken it as inspiration.
Exactly.
And again, what program are you using?
This is Photoshop. So what I'm doing now is just creating some grasses, plants, kind of overlapping the lit grasses that I just put in here. And I'm making them dark to sit in shadows. So it feels like there's light.
How quickly do you ship out physical items purchased from your shop? I'm thinking talking about like merch.
Pretty quickly, within a day or two.
We finally get around it in like a month.
There's some of our background grasses there.
We just be chilling around the couch, be like, "Hey, dude, aren't we supposed to send some to the post office?" Is there going to be a character on the BG?
Yes, there will be a character on the BG.
The background.
The BGs.
The background.
But he's not telling you what. You're going to have to wait.
Gonna have to wait.
The suspense is killing me.
It's a snack. The slippery snack.
What's your opinion on Toon Boom?
I don't have an opinion on Toon Boom because I don't use it. And I've never used it. I know people that do use it and love it. But I've never used it, so I don't really have much to say. So I'm just hitting the tops of some of these plants here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and paint them in. I'm going to put a layer on top here.
Beautiful work there. However, I am sure you know that already.
Thank you. No, don't get tired of hearing it. I appreciate it.
I watched a man paint the Tetons once, and he told me there's never black shadows, just darker colors.
Exactly. That's a good note.
I'm working on my last assignment for my character design certification. What animal would you do?
Oh, geez. I love drawing bears and big cats,
Meow.
but all kinds of animals. There's, you can draw whatever you want. So
Why-
these foliage, I'm sorry, just real quick. These
Yep.
foliage brushes are available on my website, by the way.
Why Photoshop? Isn't Illustrator better because it's vector and it's higher quality?
Illustrator doesn't work the same way as Photoshop, and so
What's vector though?
Vector is, no matter how you blow it up, it doesn't lose resolution. And Vector doesn't quite work with this kind of stuff, at least not in the way that I understand it.
Have you ever drawn a red panda?
Yes, I have. I've actually drawn red pandas from life.
Aren't they so cute?
Do you have any sample portfolios available or course teaching portfolio advice?
I've got portfolio advice on my website, on my YouTube channel. I don't have anything teaching portfolio courses, although we do talk about portfolio, like I said, a fair amount.
On Facebook, Jeff DiCosola says, when I was in art school, our oil painting professors did not allow us to have black or white paint on our palettes.
Well, you can have white. You need to have white in order to... Actually, black and white are completely legit to have on your palette because you can actually get some interesting effects with black. Zorn used black. Zorn had an amazing palette, and he used black.
I love black.
Yeah, black and white.
I prefer Payne's gray, but
white
I like
gives
black.
you tints. You've got to use white to get your tints. Now, granted, you can get away with not using black. I can see that. But black, you get some interesting, depending on the type of black you have, you get some interesting effects with black.
Do you draw reptiles?
Occasionally, yes, I do occasionally draw reptiles.
And do you watch Bob Ross?
I've watched Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. He's one of my heroes.
A Happy Little Tree?
Yeah.
It's your world.
It's your world.
So here you can see now, I want this to feel like kind of this streak of light coming across with the foreground plants being in shadow.
How large do you typically make your canvas to prevent pixelated imagery?
This one's pretty big. This is 18 by 24 inches at 300 DPI. So there's a lot going on here.
It's pretty huge. That's absolutely ginormous, folks.
You never did use this, but you have the Bob Ross talking clapper nightlight.
I do.
See? You got it for Christmas?
Yes.
Really?
So you
Put it on the face screen. Here.
Oh, no, yeah, that one.
There it is.
Bob Ross. We've never plugged it in, but it supposedly talks. Hey, it's a happy little tree.
There's no mistakes, only happy accidents.
That's right.
This painting wants me to go hiking. I'd love to pitch a tent under that tree.
Good.
Do you draw in RGB?
I think I am drawing in RGB. I didn't look. When I set this particular file up, it might be CMYK. I'm not sure.
Will you end up using pink, blue, or purple on the tree to make the color pop, or keep it monochromatic?
It's not monochromatic, so I'm not quite sure what they're asking. I do different. The grays along the edge are pushed into the blue zone. It's just that against the orange, the grays gray out against the blue in the background as well. So it's all a matter of, I work within grays and temperature of grays. But I will add some, hold on a second, I will add some flowers here.
Purpley.
When it comes to trees, do you just paint them until they, quote, look like trees? Or do you try to be specific when it comes to species, like their bark, their leaves, etc.?
I try to be specific to the species. So this is meant to be an oak tree, even though the leaves, I've got to change the leaves up. But it's meant to be an oak tree.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start showing their art online?
Do just that. Start putting together a portfolio. Start posting it. Put your best foot forward. And do it. Just do it. That's the biggest thing. It's just you just do it.
Are you planning another short animation like Snow Bear, streaming for members only on Procreate Dreams?
Not for Procreate Dreams currently. We are talking about doing something like that, but we're not quite sure yet because we've got some other things that we're trying to get rolling, and it's just going to take I got to figure things out.
May I ask how old you are and if you feel like you're still improving or hit the roof?
I feel like I'm always improving. I hopefully don't ever feel like I'm going to hit the roof. I always feel like I'm learning something. I'm 56. I've been at it for 54 years.
Have you and your brother worked together on any animated projects?
Oh yeah, we worked together at Disney for years and years.
And do the two of you approach animation in a markedly different way?
No, we both approach it pretty similarly. Yeah, we're very, very much alike in how we approach our animation.
I do think the drawing style, like
Our drawing styles are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Your sense of color different.
Yeah, a little bit.
I see so many freelance artists sharing their work on ArtStation. Is that a good platform to start?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a good place to start. Sure. There, you can see I've got some purple flowers in there.
Martin says if Aaron animated a black bear, people would keep asking if this is Kenai like they did with Snow Bear.
Yeah.
Is this a tablet?
This is a pen display drawing tablet. Yes.
And I've pinned the comment of what it is.
This is a Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to lock that layer first.
That's probably the most common question.
Yes.
It gets asked 30 times per stream.
What kind of pencil are you using?
So I just went ahead and pinned it again for everybody who just popped on. Thank you for the likes and for sharing the live.
There we go. So see, you get those grasses in there, and it really starts to pop it.
Pop it. Twist it.
So now you can see that it's a completely different feeling background because of the change in the lighting. I'm really digging this lighting quite a bit. Let me see here. I want you to see. I want you to see it compared to what the old version. I got to do some stuff. Take this. Let me move this out of the way.
You're such an inspiration. I want to animate. Do you have any tips?
Yeah, just get in there and start. If you don't know how to animate, I've got courses on how to animate on my website, creatureartteacher.com. But then, it's just a matter of just diving in and getting your paper dirty. So,
do you know how much the Wacom Cintiq Pro, how much they run?
It depends on the size. So the Wacom Cintiqs, depending on the size, they can be up to, as high as $2,500, but as low as $300. It depends on which model you're going to get.
And the largest size they make now is the 27
The
inch.
27, correct. Yeah. And so now what I want to do is I want to start kind of tweaking it now. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start playing with some of the light and dark. So first of all, let me just talk about a little bit about the different lighting situations. So you can see here my light on the one on the right, the lighting was in the background, coming forward, kind of silhouetting the tree, and it has a nice and interesting effect. And then this one here, I've purposely moved the lighting to the opposite, so it's behind us, over our shoulders, and creates a completely different effect. And so that's this is more in line with what I want to do for the animation that I'm creating.
This is probably a good time to mention the year-end sale again.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to run some slides, Dustin, and
yeah, let's take a little break. We'll talk about
over at creatureartteacher.com.
Yeah, so head on over to at creatureartteacher.com. That's where my website where I've got all kinds of educational content. Right now, we've got a year-end sale going on where any order is $5 off. So just use year-end 5 for the code when you check out, and that's good for everything, all kinds of stuff on our site. So all of our courses, merchandise, memberships, everything. And that's year-end 5. And then also, let me pull up some of this stuff here. We've also got all my classes are buy one, get one at 50% off. So there's that. Let's see. Yes, they're all buy one, get one 50% off. Also, all my lesson bundles are 80% off, including $125 off of my animal drawing bundle. And that's all of my animal drawing courses all bundled up into one. And you can get that for $125 off of the retail price. Also, storyboard classes are all $10 each. We've got tons more that are all marked down, all of our classes. And then also, we've for the first time ever on sale is our gift cards. And the more you order for those, the more you save. So your percentage goes up on those. So there's a lot going on at creatureartteacher.com.
And we also have 5 courses that are brand new that have come out, or they are on
Yes.
pre-order for 50% off.
Yes, on pre-order for 50% off. So you got my drawing animals from life. We've got Woody Woodman's figure drawing for animation, Dustin's introduction to wildlife photography, and introduction to 3D animation from Jeff Shue, and Kevin Dieter's constructing the perfect pitch.
The perfect pitch.
So we've got some really cool stuff available now at the website.
Quite some nice stuff there.
All right, so let's get back to here.
When you worked at Disney, did you work remotely or did you have to go into a physical studio?
I went into a physical studio. I worked at Disney from 1988 to 2001.
2001.
I'm sorry. No,
no.
what am I saying? 2001. 2010.
I was
Sorry.
going to say Brother Bear didn't come out to 2003.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting here. I'm looking at different layers, and I'm
thinking.
Your brain
I'm
kind of
I'm thinking.
yes, my brain is shorting out.
that happens to me almost every night.
Blue Sky doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, it doesn't.
Real shame.
Someone's talking about Blue Sky won't allow AI learning of artists' posts. Is that maybe their old work or something?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't understand it.
So I'm going to create a little bit of a warmer.
Oh, they're saying Blue Sky is an app right now, like Twitter. It's a new app.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up because I had not heard of it. I thought it was the animation studio.
So what I'm doing here is just pushing some of the light here.
Nick wrote they mean the app Blue Sky.
Yes, that's
It's
what
like
she's looking up.
That's like the new Twitter.
Yeah, I just said that. It's like Twitter gets its. I guess because Blue Sky was shut down.
Blue Sky, yeah.
I guess when Blue Sky was shut down, they took the name because it was like.
No, it's a different thing altogether.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So here I'm really pushing the dappled light, trying to push that feel on the tree.
Oh, you have an account on Blue Sky.
I think Nick set it up.
Yep.
Yeah, because I didn't
everybody's
even
work.
know that it existed. That's funny.
Yeah, I've never used it. I think Nick set it up.
Someone Chrissy Carson Art wrote on Twitch saying Blue Sky was created by the folks who originally created Twitter. So it's like old school Twitter back when it was kind of nice.
Oh.
And Casey Snowmar, right before Chrissy says Blue Sky is great, blowing up, get on it for sure. Yeah, so it's a social media Blue Sky site.
So what I'm doing here is really pushing these lights to get that dappled light effect.
Yeah, and Rex Forrest is asking, how are you making that dappled light effect?
So what I've done is I've created a layer over the top of the tree, and I set it to overlay. And so the overlay blend mode kind of burns in some of that color. There we go.
Rex Force responded with your answer saying, "Oh, cool, that is awesome."
Yeah, it really does. You know, once you get used to using blend modes, it's really a great tool because you can get some wonderful lighting effects. You know, this is really it creates a really nice sense of light. You know, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a layer in the foreground as well and darken. Let me show you. So what I'm going to do here is create a layer and set it to multiply. And I'm going to grab a cool color, a nice cool blue. And then what I'm going to do is darken the foreground.
Multiply?
Yes, set to multiply.
Chrissy Carson on Twitch asks, I always struggle with understanding the blend modes. How do you know what colors to pick for that?
The way I came to understand it or start to use it is just by using it and experimenting. So my recommendation is just get in there and try different blend modes and see what they do. You know, I mainly use multiply, which darkens. I use it for shadows. I use overlay to brighten and warm things and tint things. So that's what I do there.
Do you have any plans on mentoring people in the future?
Yes. Just currently, not right now.
And did you just go over the grass? Some people are popping on, they're wondering if you did everything individually or if you're using foliage brushes.
I use foliage brushes. So I have foliage brushes that I've created for my, that are available on my website.
CreatureArtTeacher.com.
Yes.
You used Cara a few times. Why haven't you continued? And did you like it?
Cara.
That's what it's saying.
I don't remember. Nick, help me out. I don't remember using Cara.
It might be on YouTube, some tutorials.
Maybe I did. I don't remember. I really enjoy Photoshop. That's my software of choice.
Do you make the foliage by hand if you want to achieve certain effects?
Yes, I do it by hand, and I also I create brushes to do a mass area, and then I can go in and paint details over the top.
Oh, Cara's another platform for artists.
Oh no, I've never used that.
If you have.
I have.
I think Nick said it's a.
I've never used it that I know of. Unless Nick put us on there. I don't do a lot of my social media. I have Nick, my business partner, and I've got Claudia. She also helps us out.
Claudia Barron.
Yes.
Chrissy on Twitch just commented, "Dang, airbrushes are so cheap right now."
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want to make sure you guys are taken care of.
They're super cheap there, bud.
Do you ever do plein air landscapes?
Yes.
I think you have. Do you have a class on plein air?
Not specifically, but Ronnie does. Ronnie, yes. I'm sorry. Not. I don't have any specifically on plein air, but Ronnie Williford. There we go.
On your website, Creature Art Teacher.
Yes.
Ronnie Williford does do plein air.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to focus on some of these here. Oh, that's right. There we go.
Looks like an oak.
That's what it's supposed to be. And now what I'll do is I'll take this.
You blur.
Ryan Davis from YouTube says, my favorite modern day Bob Ross. Hello to
Hey,
Aaron
thank
and
you.
the team. Hello, Ryan.
So there we go. I'll just push that a little out of focus there. And then with our foreground plants.
Can an absolute beginner do your courses? I just downloaded all the brushes.
Yes, you can. So I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to merge them. I'm going to copy them.
Do your brushes work on other, like Clip Studio and other programs, or just Photoshop?
They work in other programs. Yes, they work in other programs. So sorry, what I'm trying to do now, I need to.
Sorry, guys, he's thinking.
I am thinking.
Quite everyone I'm thinking.
He's got like 100 layers, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure something out real quick. I'm trying
Nobody
to get an
move.
effect.
I lost my brain.
I learned to draw a bear from your video you posted on YouTube. Thank you.
All right.
Chrissy Carson Art says, if I want to buy all your brushes, what packs am I looking at? I'm noticing there are bundles and individuals and don't want to buy duplicates by accident, but also don't want to miss any.
There shouldn't be. Yeah, just look at the title of the brush packs. Because that should take care of it. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure this out. Okay, great. So now what I can do is I'm going to come into my blur gallery.
Blur gallery.
I want to blur the foreground foliage. Just to get it, as it comes forward, to get it to go a little bit out of focus, to give it a little depth of field is what I want.
And you have courses on Photoshop, right?
I do, on digital painting in Photoshop. I do.
Somebody really wants to know your thoughts on AI.
Well, AI is here to stay. And I don't use it. I don't use it in animation. I'm not using it in my filmmaking right now. I don't know. Who knows what it's going to do? But I'm currently not using it, and I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know. So,
because I think people are really
AI is going to affect every aspect of our lives, not just the art. I mean, AI in general is going to affect everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
And it's hard to speculate. I love the process of making films and painting and drawing. And so I don't want to use a piece of software to do that for me because I like to do it.
Martin says, Aaron doesn't use AI. He is AI. Aaron Intelligence.
That's right.
And Pedro Perez on YouTube says, you should talk like Bob Ross doing that painting.
Where's my background? Side of the tree. There it is. Just going to push that blur just a little bit. The back side of the tree. All right. Well, I think we'll call it here. We've been at it for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, 10 minutes till 3.
Yeah. I think I've got something that I'm liking here.
It's looking pretty good there, bud.
And so I've got a couple of things I'm going to do.
Just one more thing.
Yep, sorry. Sorry.
There's always one more thing.
Did you get anything for Christmas, Aaron?
Oh, I got all kinds of stuff for Christmas. Yes.
Even from me. Yeah, I
had a great Christmas. I hope you guys had a good Christmas.
It was all right. No, I gave though I think the ones I'm most proud of is giving the photo prints of Dad and Vedanta. I gave a photo of Dad to Vedanta, gave a photo of Vedanta to Dad.
Yeah, I loved them.
When you first started trying to take art somewhat seriously and learn how it works, what was the first medium you used?
Oh, geez. Well, they're pencil. We all start with pencil, right? Or crayons. But when I started getting serious, I mean, I was young. Probably watercolor was my first medium that I got really serious about. All right, so I need to pay attention over here to what's going on.
All right. That's quite a naughty tree.
It is. It's very naughty.
So naughty. Pantalaimon says, I love the blurred leaves in the foreground.
Ah, good. Thanks. Yeah, it definitely gives it depth, right? It gives it it gives it some nice depth.
Does Disney send Christmas cards to Aaron?
No.
Be a lot cooler if they did.
Could you maybe do an extension to the bear course and include pandas and special bears to other bears?
Pandas are included. I do a whole section on pandas.
Did you do the red panda?
No, I didn't do red panda. They're not a bear.
Oh, what are they?
I'm not sure what they are. They're not a true bear though.
Crudmiser says, "Hey Aaron, just wanted to say how much of a big fan I am of yours and Dustin's work over the Creature art teacher. Much love."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Someone else asks, does Aaron play video games in his free time?
No, I don't.
Absolutely
What
not.
are video games?
Yeah, no, I don't play video
We go
games.
for bike rides. We hold hands and drink tea in our
No,
spare time.
I'm an old guy. I've never been much of a gamer. That was gaming's after my time.
That's a Dustin thing.
That's my thing.
I wish because I think it would have been a cool thing to do with Dustin and I just never, it wasn't something I did. There we go.
Yeah, but like, what is it? The Oculus? Is that what the head-
Oh, the
head-
wrist test, yeah.
That's kind of fun.
VR is fun.
When you're like,
Yeah.
on the mountaintop or
The
Especially
Beat
an old
Saber.
guy like me, like doing VR stuff. That's fun.
Yeah.
Because you can like paint and everything in there, right?
Yeah.
The one I would love to do, like it would require like an extra VR set and computer, but bringing you to into the flight sim games that I play.
Oh yeah, that would be fun because I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because one of the games I play is called DCS, or Digital Combat Simulator, and it allows you to fly all these different real life aircraft, from the powerful A-10 Warthog to the fast and powerful F-14 Tomcat. And some of these aircraft, you can have another player along with you acting cooperatively.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
so, like in the F-14 Tomcat, for example, you can be the pilot, but if your friend has a copy of the F-14 as well in his collection, he can act as your Rio in the back seat. He can act as your Goose.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I always thought it'd be really fun to do the flying while you're sitting in the back seat and getting that.
You going to eject me and break my neck?
No.
Wow. Have you used any of the VR art apps, Aaron?
VR art apps?
Yeah, where you paint in the
Yes,
in
I have.
Oculus.
I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah, hey.
Yes.
Yeah, hey.
All right. I'm calling it.
Martin Bird
There it
comment
is.
saying, Aaron is like, what is free time?
I have lots of free time, actually. I just I make very good use of my work time. So there it is, you guys. There's the finished background. Blow it up for you so you can see it a little bit. Take me off of the desktop, Dustin.
Yes. Real quick, Pudding Bat says, massive congratulations on the Winsor McKay Award. So well deserved for keeping hand-drawn animation alive and accessible.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm pretty blown away by the whole thing. I don't feel like I've done enough to deserve a Winsor McKay, but I'm definitely honored, and I'll definitely take it. And we're very excited by it. So thank you. So there we go. There's our little tree. And, it just starts out, create, get that strong drawing first. And in this case, I, laid down a foundation color for a silhouette and then just started modeling. Wanted to find my shadow areas, find the light areas, and just keep working back and forth, pushing your shadows a little darker, pushing your lights a little brighter, remembering reflected light. Light bounces around and does a lot of different things. And so, there you go. There's the image right there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And remember, we've got all kinds of stuff going on over at creatureartteacher.com. Tons and tons of sales going on and pre-orders. We've got our $5 off year-end sale. So anything you order at checkout, you put in year ends, put your checkout code, year ends 5, and you can get $5 off of every order. We've also got all kinds of deals going on let me pull up all the information here. The information is right here.
TikTok says, thank you so much. We can't wait for another live.
Oh, thanks, you guys. So we've got, all of our classes are buy one, get one, 50% off. All of our lesson bundles are 80% off, including my animal drawing bundle, which is $125 off right now. We've also got storyboard classes that are all $10 each, and tons more are marked down. And then we've also got our first ever sale on gift cards. That's going to end January 1st. And the more you buy of those, the more you save. So that's really a good deal there. And then also we've got our 5 new classes that are available for 50% off right now. We've got my course on drawing animals from life. We've got an introduction to 3D animation with Jeff Shue, constructing the perfect pitch with Kevin Dieters. We've also got figure drawing for animation with Woody Woodman and Dustin's introduction to wildlife photography, all going on right now that you can get for 50% off. So Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year. We will be back again next Friday in 2025.
2025, baby.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Cowboy Bebop. Bye.